Hi guys, this is Simeon from Swedish Homestead. Today I want to talk with you guys about strawberries and growing strawberries, how we've done it, how we do it now, and why we do it, and why they are so incredible. We've been selling strawberries for a couple years, not in big amounts, but what we had left over, we obviously use a lot for ourselves and then we freeze a bunch. But we have been selling a few gallons every year, many liters. And you know, one thing that we have always noticed is that when people come to us and they taste these, some customers have said, wow, finally some strawberries again who taste real, not fake like in the store. Some people have said, oh, they taste like it used to taste in my grandma's backyard or something. And this is actually something we get a lot, that when people come, they say, oh, it tastes like at my grandma's house. Oh, this reminds me of my grandmother. And you know, I think that's a good thing, because flavor has not improved in the last decades. Flavor has gone down, and it's just unbelievable to see what people eat, because they have numbed themselves towards how real food is supposed to taste. Now here behind me you can see that we are growing strawberries, and they have just started to ripen here in our climate, and we have grown them here in the Back to Eden method. In fact, I visited Paul Gauci with my family, got to talk to him. This is several years ago now, and I got to take a first-hand look at his orchard and at his garden, and talk with him about growing strawberries. And before I went to him, I had already tried to grow them his way. Let me share a little bit what I've learned so far and the benefits of it. So here you can see that we have covered it in wood chips. As soon as we take the top layer away, we are right away in really nice compost here. And these were some plants that we took out of the garden where we originally had them, and then we planted them here, and I right away covered them. Just pulled out a strawberry plant. There are some weeds growing here, but you see the weeds that are here right now, they were again because the initial covering wasn't thick enough and we didn't till here or anything, so some weeds came through. But basically how Paul Gauci plants his strawberries is he puts them down, and then every fall he covers them with wood chips. He basically lays the old plants down, and then he covers everything in wood chips. It lays there over winter. You don't even see that there was a strawberry field there. All the leaves rot, give new nutrition and compost under the wood chips, and then the plants come through young and healthy, and you have just good and healthy looking strawberry plants. What I have noticed is that that you can walk on them and step on them, and because of the light covering, they actually stand up. You don't damage as much. If you want nice rows, you could just put down some boards to walk on. But with this covering, you know, you never disturb the ground. You don't have to thin them out really, and there's so much moisture in here that these are the most juicy, the juiciest strawberries that you've ever tasted. Now, you see here behind me, there's this big maple tree here, and you know, it sucks out a ton of moisture. Plus, this is raised about 80 centimeters, I would say, off of the ground. So right here by the rocks, it actually drains very quickly. So here we notice that the strawberries are smaller, and they're still juicy, but they're not as big. As we get a little further away from the tree and away from this rock wall, then we notice that the strawberries are bigger and even more juicy. This method works really great, like all no-dig methods where you cover your garden. You can call it Back to Eden or Ruth Stout method, you know, whatever you might call it. It works really great if you are able to kill off the initial weeds. And you know, strawberries is a plant that, at least here in Sweden, has traditionally been mulched with straw and stuff. So strawberries do really well, and obviously you could cover it with whatever you'd like. And even here, with every day, with every year, the soil gets better. Let me show you the strawberry here. It's red through and through, and absolutely delicious. Strawberries are an amazing fruit because they are the first berries that really ripen around here, and traditionally the Swedish people eat them at the midsummer celebration, so it's really good to have them. But unfortunately, most summers they don't really ripen until midsummer, so which is typically the end of June. But anyways, it's a really nice product to have. It sells really well, and we can sell a liter for 50 kroner, 50 Swedish crowns easily. Now the question is, what do you do with a place like this when you didn't do the initial covering right and you have weeds growing up everywhere here? Well, it's always difficult if you do it with this method. In worst case, you have to dig everything up and start all over again, you know, and put a thicker covering on here. I will try to cover this again this fall and then see. But we have a lot of weeds in here that I don't think I'll get rid of like that. And then there are basically two methods that I will use to kill those weeds. And I'm planning on making a future video of that. But basically you can kill weeds with heat. My brother used to drive a machine that killed weeds basically the same way Roundup did, by spraying something on there, except for no chemicals. It was just hot water. So it was water just under boiling temperature that was dripped, not sprayed, but dripped on the leaves, which the same way as in flame weeding broke the leaves and the plants died. And it's just as efficient as Roundup with just hot water. So that is something that I have done here before. You see, here is a clear spot. I used some hot water on here, and there weren't many strawberry plants here. But they are gonna conquer this area here soon again. But I'll have to see, obviously. But anyway, you see, with this you can put your ashes on here. These wood chips will release a lot of minerals. We've had mushrooms grow here, which tap into this whole system of roots. They help all the roots transport sugar, and so these strawberries, they get sunlight only in the morning here. Then you have these bushes and this maple tree, but they're still amazing and they taste really well. So you could do this on a big scale, and you can let those strawberries really go wild, and then just cover them. If you had a nice border bean here, when they started to grow over it, you could just go over it kind of like a big size pizza cutter, I picture it, and just cut off all the new suckers or plants that are gonna come. You don't want them to extend beyond your garden bed. You know, there are ways of really doing this in a good way, and if you do it right, barely any weeds, because the strawberry plants are also gonna cover the ground and keep it dark. Really awesome way to grow strawberries, and I know lots of people by now do it like this, inspired by Paul Gauci. I hope you liked this video and found it helpful. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.